So here I've just got this div. Let me actually take these styles out. We'll add them in a second. And I'm going to put some text in this div. I'm actually going to use, you could search for this. Basically, it's a lorem ipsum generator. Just generate some text. You want to sort of test out something that has a fair amount of text. And what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put in a span that's here for this one word. So what I want to show you here is the difference between things that are block elements and that are inline block. And by default, spans are inline. So let's just see what that means. I'm going to go over here, keep this simple. Again, maybe we want to do this with classes, but I'm going to set a background color of Dodger blue. Go back over here, and I'll see this is Dodger blue. And I'm going to go for my span, and I'm going to set my span, and this is going to be, pick our second favorite color, tomato. Okay? So right now this is inline, and there are some things I could do with it inline. When things are inline, I could very easily go in and say, hey, look, I want to have some padding. And right now, one of the things you could do is that there's actually four values that you could put in for padding. And the way to think about it is you have the top, you have the right, you sort of move around clockwise. You have the bottom, and you have the left. And if you just do two of these will be the top and the left values. Excuse me, top and bottom and left and right. So if I just did 0, 0, I'm not going to end up seeing anything. But if I say 0, 1, rem, I'll have some space that's in here. And let's say that I wanted to have some vertical spacing here as well. Well, I could go over here and I could say, well, you know what, I want to make this all 1 rem, give myself padding. But with an element that's inline, it really behaves a little bit strange here, because I have the ability to give padding left and right, but when I go up and down, I start going over other elements here. And one thing that you could end up doing here is if I just went over here and I said, hey, look, by default, divs display in block and spans display in line, and this is something you could end up changing. I'll even show you one thing here. If I just say display none here, watch, that back then will end up going away. It's not displaying at all, and I can see it down here, it's displaying none. But if I go over here and I say I want to display inline, so I don't want it to be, well, let's switch this up real fast. If I said block here, which is not how it is, it's going to take up a block element. Now, I might not want that. So what I could do is sort of in between. Say, hey, look, I want it to behave, I want it to be inline, but I also want to be able to control its margin and its padding like a block element. And what this allows me to do is something like this. Now, this might not be the effect that you want, but if it is, this is how you can have some combinations of these things. So there are certain elements that display inline, there are certain elements that display block, and we'll even see that there's certain that are inline block, which are images, which we'll end up taking a look at next.